puny Earthlings. I am Julian Huguet, and this is All In. I'm not gonna lie, the first couple All In segments I ever wrote were tough. In a time when the world seemed like it was ending because of a global pandemic, I went in depth on two games that were, respectively, about the world ending and a global pandemic. Luckily, this time around, I'm tackling a game about bloodthirsty aliens coming to Earth and laying waste to America. That's right, it's Destroy All Humans. This game might ring a bell. In fact, it will probably sound familiar to you in more ways than one. The original came out in 2005, and the 2020 remake is faithful to the point of reusing the voiceover recordings from the first.
Pathetic humans.
Not that that's a bad thing, because the voice acting is hilarious. J. Grant Albrecht voices the playable character, a murderous alien invader named Cryptosporidium 137. And Albrecht goes full, "Here's Johnny," Jack Nicholson, the whole time.
Crypto here. How's the view from the safety of the mothership?
Meanwhile, Crypto's superior, Orthopox 13, is voiced by Richard Horvitz.
Loathsome little planet.
And it's not the first time Horvitz took on the role of a little extraterrestrial bent on global domination. I can't hear Horvitz's voice without being reminded of Invader Zim, one of my favorite shows growing up. There have been a lot of games drawing from the nostalgia well recently. Final Fantasy VII and Resident Evil 2 come to mind for most people. But for me, Destroy All Humans hits that dopamine button in my brain. I remember playing it when I was looking for a game to fill the void that finishing GTA Vice City had left open. I wanted open world chaos and destruction, and Destroy All Humans scratched that itch feel. Excuse me, that itch well. Turning soldiers to skeletons with ray guns or pummeling farmers with psychokinetically launched poultry made middle school Julian giddy with delight. And when the army called in too many reinforcements, I could take to my UFO and level whole cities. While the side missions were pretty samey and the story missions didn't take up a ton of time, it was exactly what I wanted, especially when it came to its humor.
I am not green.
Destroy All Humans reveled in its source material. All the alien tropes were there and ratcheted up to 11. Cow abduction, over-the-top theremin music, an inexplicable fatal allergy to water, you name it. It was every goofy 50s UFO B-movie. In fact, Plan 9 from Outer Space, one of the most famously terrible movies in the history of bad movies, even makes an appearance. The story missions started out preposterous. Early on, Crypto impersonates a small-town mayor to assure the townsfolk that their glowing cows were normal and any talk of aliens was communist propaganda. The story only became more and more ridiculous from there. And tying into the zany alien jokes was the raw immaturity of it all. At one point, you unlock a ray gun upgrade that fired, shall we call them derriere-seeking probes? Crypto's mission on Earth was to harvest human brainstems because they had pure alien DNA due to an ancient human-alien close encounter of a nasty kind. You know what I'm saying. It's this blend of kitschy 50s sci-fi and giggle when you're not supposed to humor that made Destroy All Humans a cult classic. Sure, it didn't have 10 out of 10 review scores, but it was a solid game. And if you were like me, if you were a space nerd who loved Mystery Science Theater 3000 and thought getting your calculator to spell out 80,085 was the height of comedy, then Destroy All Humans has a special place in your pathetic singular human heart. So who is the 2020 remake for? People like me who fondly remember the original, or the up-and-coming generation of nerds, people who today are like how I was 15 years ago? I would argue both. By the way, if you are like how I was 15 years ago, let me just say, hang in there, you can feel get better, and shower more. Playing the game again today, I picked up on a lot of humor that didn't land with me as much the first time around, like the absurd obsession with communism, or the commentary on suburban Americana. It's not all highbrow stuff I'm catching, though. 15 years ago, I didn't know that the name of our alien antihero, Cryptosporidium, is also the parasite that causes diarrhea. Would I have thought that was funny 15 years ago? Absolutely. Do I think that's funny today? Yes. The voice lines and jokes may be mostly the same as the original, but the game's story has actually gotten a bit longer with the addition of some missions that were cut from the original. Besides that, plenty else has changed. Developer Black Forest Games has done a great job updating the gameplay and visuals to bring the game into the present. The controls, both on foot and in the UFO, just feel better, and they've mercifully included a dash ability that was absent in the original. Back in my day, we had to plod around destroying all humans at a light jog. It was tedious. The update also gets the benefits of 15 years of graphics and UI advances. The 2020 release has much prettier and richer environments, a sleeker HUD, and an art style that's more cartoonish and fits the game better. While the original was praised for its graphics, compared to any game today, it looks atrocious. It's funny how games look so good in our memories, but when we see them again, we realize how far games have come. That's what I like about the current wave of remakes like Final Fantasy VII, Resident Evil 2, and Destroy All Humans. When done right, we can enjoy them again, and they look and feel more like how we remember them rather than how they actually were. Of course, that just proves how pathetic your tiny human brains are. You didn't even notice I've been priming you with a mind control trigger phrase this whole time. Now, my servants, ich will. Are none of you being mind controlled right now? Well then, Destroy All Humans is out on Xbox One, PS4, and PC on July 28th. I'm Julian Huguet, and if the mind control thing worked just a little bit, then you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch under the handle HugItOut. Mind control.